Welcome. We are here today with Inspired by with FreeSpirit Fabrics. I'm Sharon Thornton, and I'm excited to share with you again the So Kind of Wonderful ladies. They are here with us. I'll bring them up on screen in 1 minute. They have a new collection that is going to be released very soon. Well, it's already released, Cottage Cloth. We released it already, and it's already out there for everyone to view and check it out online on the FreeSpirit website and on their website as well. So go in and check the Cottage Cloth line. It's delivering next April of 2023, and it's a total of 18 SKUs. So we are here to share that with you. Helen and Jenny were just here with us a couple of weeks ago, and they shared the collection with us. So thank you, ladies. We all enjoyed that. I know that many of the viewers did. And this week we are back because with this collection, Helen and Jenny are offering a kit. It's called Floral Felicity, and it's a quilt along, and it's a 12-month quilt along. So we presented a challenge, and the challenge was taken and met by Helen and Jenny. They received their fabric. Helen, do you remember, did you have your fabric the last time? You just received it, right?
Yeah, just received it. Yeah.
Right. So you had just received the fabric, and there had been no cutting done 2 weeks ago today.
Absolutely none.
Right.
2 weeks ago. Wow.
Yes.
If we can do it in 2 weeks, you can do it in a year. Right.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
And we went to Salem and taught classes, and we've been doing Zoom classes. So
you're on air now. They're looking at you now.
Oh, good. Yeah, so it's been a little crazy the last 2 weeks, but we have pieced 2 of these quilts.
Wow.
And we've pattern tested while we pieced.
Yep.
And we made a few design changes because you do that when you're like looking at the real fabric.
Yep.
So
you can do that. It's a woman's prerogative.
Right? That's right. You're a quilter and you get to change whatever you want.
Yes. Right. Exactly. So the quilt looks amazing. Is there any way that you can change the camera like a little up and down so we can see? So I had the virtual image behind me, so that was a fake, and you can't see that any longer, but this is the real thing. So this is the Floral Felicity quilt along. Look at that. So this is 96 inches by 101 inches.
80 by 101.
Oh.
I know.
What is it?
I saw that this morning and went, oh, it's 80 by 101.
Oh, it's 80 by 101. All right, what I'm looking at is wrong. Okay. Right. So 80 inches by 101 inches. And this is an advanced beginner quilt. Look at that. That's gorgeous, ladies.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yes. I know.
Look at that.
So excited. I wish you could see the quilting, but it's really hard with the lighting right now.
Yeah, I'm sure it's spectacular. So if anybody's going to Quilt Market, they will in fact see this quilt hanging in your booth.
You'll see 2 quilts. You'll see one in the FreeSpirit booth.
Exactly.
And then you'll see one in our booth because we're making 2.
Right.
Right.
So I don't know how you did it, I have to say. So, and neither one of you have bags under your eyes, which is pretty amazing.
Oh,
we call makeup.
Covering up with makeup, yes. A little makeup and yeah, we just hunkered down. The family's been very supportive. Yes. A lot of takeout at night. You know, we're taking
no cooking, no cleaning. That's what all quilters dream of anyways. No quilting, no cooking, no cleaning. Right. Yeah.
Yes. So it's yeah, Jenny's is quilted. So when I go home to Arizona, because I'm in Utah, I will start quilting mine. But the biggest bonus is that she already made a whole bunch of decisions. Right. So now I'll just be like, oh, what'd she do? Oh, that's a great choice. And I'll just do that.
Oh, good. Yeah. Good. That's awesome. So the quilt looks fantastic. We are really, really excited to have you tell us a little bit more about it. So I gave the dimensions wrong. So it's 80 inches by 101.
Yes.
And this kit will start delivering in July of 2023. I have 2 things on here.
We will start the quilt along in July,
Okay,
should receive their fabric, whether you're a shop or a customer and buy from an online shop. They should receive their Felicity kit in June
June,
of 23.
right,
Mhm.
okay. So as
And-
a shop owner, they'll receive it in June, October, and February of 2024. But the consumer will receive it in July, November, and March of
Exactly.
next year. Yes, in 2024. So 12 months. And would you ladies like to show us a little bit about I'm not sure exactly how you're going to
Yes.
show us the parts and pieces of the quilt.
Okay, so will you grab that pattern? So we have a first edition of the pattern, which of course 1,000 things change after your first edition.
Mhm.
But when we were processing, how do you manage a sampler quilt? How do you manage cutting it up and all of that? So our very first thing is you're just going to cut fabric for 4 months worth. And we broke the months into zones. So you're just going to do 4 zones at a time for cutting. So the pattern includes diagrams for cutting. And then your very first zone you will make, this is mine that's not sewn together yet. So this is your first month or first zone.
Really beautiful. I love that.
And what's great the way the pattern's written is all your little pieces are already taken care of. So your setting for this, you just sew it in and you are finished. This is your top corner of the quilt.
Mhm.
And you're done. And now when your next month, you'll sew zone number 2.
Mhm.
And you'll actually sew it to this one so that you keep track of them.
Right.
So we put these in order. Does that make too much sense?
Oh, look at the little bunny.
So that's zone 2.
Yes.
So we thought we'd love to show you where this lives on the big quilt. So right back here, there's your zone 2.
Right under the other one.
Yeah.
Just makes sense.
And that way, because sampler quilts, it's different. Every little bit, you're like, well, now this is going to go here, but what about all the fabric around it? And that's what this does, is it completes these sections. Zone 3 is this long, skinny portion right here.
Mhm.
And so here is your zone 3 or month 3.
Mhm.
And so that sews to 1 and 2.
So now you've got this whole section.
That's
Which is-
nice.
Which one of the options for this pattern is that you can make 4 mini quilts instead of 1 big quilt. And so if you sew zones 1, 2, and 3 together, that's your first mini quilt done.
Mhm. Nice.
And super
I think
fun.
people should make 2. I think they should make mini quilts and 1 big
And-
quilt for at home.
Yes, because you're going to want to keep
Right.
the big quilt and
Right.
give away your
Right.
or you just
Exactly.
put them all over your house. I mean,
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to mention, because you're making blocks at a time and everything gets squared up in our pattern. When
Yes.
I loaded this huge quilt on my long arm, as a long armor that I used to do professionally, and when I got to the end, I was so excited. My quilt was straight.
Wow.
And that's a very big thing for quilters.
It is.
So
It
but it's
is.
because everything got squared up and put together correctly. So at the end, there was no weird waves and, fullness. So that was exciting for me.
Yes. I
So
can see
this quilt
why.
is a very square quilt, which is fabulous.
yes. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Should we keep going?
Sure.
showing
Yeah, let's
zones?
just show a few of the others so that
Couple.
everyone can see. Oh, that's really pretty too. Look at that.
So this is zone 5. And what we like is that, by the time you get to 5, you've been doing this for 5 months, you might need to catch up. So 5 isn't really big. 5 is just, okay, sew a little bit, let me catch up. Let me get back on track. Okay, great. I'm all caught up.
Mhm.
And then we throw a new flower at you in zone 6.
This is called 4 petals, right?
Oh,
Right.
how pretty.
So 4 petals, it's the first time you see the hummingbird, or the ladybug, or this little sprout.
Little
Mhm.
bee.
Yeah,
Now, you
So,
showed us how to do the bee the last time we were on.
we
right.
did.
Yes.
Yep.
And there are 8 bees throughout the quilt. And 3 hummingbirds, no, 3 ladybugs, 2 hummingbirds.
Mhm.
Um,
I know. We won't test you, Helen.
That's all good. There's only one place where you don't end up finishing with a square or rectangle. And so we have this one little section and, but I still sewed a partial seam just so I could keep track of it. So I'm not losing that. And the instructions actually tell you, just sew it on here, and then you actually have that ready to go. You can just sew it to that, but I'm showing you this is zone
That's a zone.
7.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice. I
Yeah.
like the flower on that one too.
Yeah, so that's just the concept behind it. You just work in this one space. It does mean that maybe you'll sew a block in zone 1 or the first month,
Mhm.
and you're not going to sew that flower again, this one,
Mhm.
until month 9. Month 9.
Mhm.
So you sew it in month 1, and then you sew it again in 9.
Right.
So it creates a lot of variety. And Jenny and I were talking
Yeah.
about how when we pieced it last week, we didn't get bored.
Right.
We were like, oh, fun. Now I'm doing this.
Right.
Right.
And because, yep. And because you already made it,
Right.
you're kind
You
of
can-
like, oh, I gotta make this again, different
Right.
colors.
Can I make it faster than the first time?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And the answer is
Or-
yes.
Yes. Or like, oh, okay. So I didn't understand it the first time, or it wasn't clear in my mind. And now the second time you're like, oh, I totally know what I'm doing.
Right. Right.
And
Exactly.
what I think is great is the more blocks you make, the more you become familiar with the blocks. So you're not having to read the instructions detailed because you've already made that block with blue
Mhm.
lines. So you know what you're doing. So I feel like as quilters, as they get, progress in their months, it'll
Right.
get easier for them to make the
Mhm.
blocks.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to show us some more? Do you
Yes.
have them?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, we have
I'm
them.
sure that everybody wants to see them.
Oh, this one actually was
Ooh.
a super fun
Yeah.
zone to make.
This is the Begonia Block and
Mhm.
then our dragonfly.
Mhm.
So Dragonfly was a quilter's choice. Can you see that little skinny body?
Mhm.
So we were like, oh, the original design was a little chunky there. And we're like, we can do that skinnier.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this is really fun. So these are your flying geese.
Mhm.
And this is like where you start to create some individuality in your designs.
So on mine, I just have them going the one direction,
Oh,
but Helen switched hers up.
I like that.
Because quilters like to make different choices. And
That's
so-
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So that's what we're doing.
I like you giving us permission to do that.
Yes, and we actually put that in the pattern, like, there are so many variations of this, so pick your layout.
Right.
Yeah.
Do what you want. Personalize it. Make it your own, as they say in
Right.
American Idol, right?
That's
Yes. And the same is true, like there's a couple blocks in here where you don't do anything different except change up your blocks and you change your flower.
Mhm.
So here's 4 petals again.
Yeah, we have the hummingbird and the bee and the ladybug.
Oh, and then check out these geese. Because
Yep.
I like asymmetrical things, so I did one direction and 3 the other.
Yeah.
Right. I like that. What's on the quilt, the other quilt behind you?
They're all going, all are
Oh, okay.
going down.
Oh, I see it. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Looks great.
I did follow the directions the first time for the climbers. I was like, oh, they all go up. So I did that. And then by the time I got to my number 2, what did I do on number 2? This one. I didn't make one set after that the same.
Mhm.
So
Oh, yeah,
this one,
that's
I
cute.
did that.
Oh, very nice.
Yep.
I like that, Helen.
So just
I
because.
know, she's daring. I stay true to the pattern for
Well,
those pattern
We
followers.
have to do that. That's Jenny. It's all good. Believe me.
Right.
And then, of course, you know, it had to be different again.
Oh, yep. It's
So
really
there's-
beautiful. I love how you're showing us the versatility of it.
Yes, and that part's really fun.
Mhm,
This was a quilter's choice. We switched out some fabric right here.
mhm.
And we did that a couple times and we've updated the pattern. And it was just like, oh, let's,
Yeah.
you know, more variety.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's so interesting and actually like creating the graphic image to sewing the real quilt with fabric, you know.
Right.
Oh, wow. Right.
Right,
And then
right. I know.
Yeah.
Check out my bags. Like I have some dark eye.
You don't.
Yeah, I need more makeup.
You both look great. You always look great.
Yeah. How-
So do you have, oh, I'm sorry. Do you have more to
Oh,
show?
we have two more zones.
Okay, all
Okay,
right.
so this one,
Oh, look at that.
very
Yeah,
Pretty
pretty.
too. The fabrics are just magnificent. They look really
Oh.
beautiful.
we are so excited.
Yeah, we've had fun, like putting two fabrics together and go, ooh, look how great they
Right.
play together.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is your zone 11. And,
Wow.
you
Oh,
know,
look at you.
again,
Look at
oh,
you, Miss Fancy.
Jenny never even has seen, you just barely noticed.
I did.
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
love the feel of the fabric. It feels so vintage.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your zone 12 in the pattern tells you, oh, sew your zones together and then put your border on.
Mm-hmm.
So zone 12 or month
Yep.
12 is kind of that catch up month.
And the border it's really great. It's just a skinny border.
Mm-hmm.
But what it does is it sort of gives all the blocks like the place to live. Otherwise, they'll just be kind of running off the edge of the quilt.
Right.
We don't do a lot of borders. So this is, so
Right.
we're proud of our border.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
needed it. I think you did the right thing, you know.
Another feature in the quilt is our blocks don't run into each other, the object in it. So like this flower isn't running into our stepping stones.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some little like 1-inch sashing, and what it does is it creates these individual spaces for the
Mhm.
blocks,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and they get their own little like,
Space.
yeah.
And you can't tell the quilting, but you'll see it at market, Sharon, but
Right.
I quilted each background of each flower with some straight lines, either horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. So each flower block is its own zone as far
Wow.
as quilting goes.
Right.
'Cause
Wow.
We have a tendency just to do an overall over the whole
Right.
background,
Right.
but no, these are actually, anyway, it looks very cool. I'm excited for you to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. And so Helen, the pieces that you just showed us, are those the ones you're going to sew together for your?
So when I
Quilt?
get home, I'll just sew zones together, put my
Alright.
border on, load it on the quilt,
Yep.
and have it done in, you know,
In
no
no
big deal.
time at all.
Yeah, because market's in,
3 weeks.
is it
3
3
weeks
weeks?
today.
Okay, thank
Today.
you.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Yes.
3 weeks today, we'll all be there, you know, doing our thing, and
That's
then,
right. Will you be there for festival?
yes, we will stay for festival.
Okay, good. So anyone that's attending for festival
Mm-hmm.
will also get to see the quilt. So they should definitely swing by and see you
Yes,
so they can see the quilt.
the pattern won't be available until next June.
Right.
So the pattern comes with the fabric, but our other patterns that we made with this fabric are available now.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
But Felicity is not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you just, I'm hoping you have a ruler handy, the Wonder Curve ruler,
Yes, we do.
because I just want to make sure that everyone that's interested in this knows that, you know, so this will come in 3 deliveries,
Yes.
and it's a 12-month program, and Helen and Jenny will be coming to us. There'll be a Facebook group set up, and they will be coming to us live every month just to give any tips or tricks and tell us about, was it live, Helen, or was it pre-recorded? I can't remember what we said.
It's probably both. I know that we'll go live and then we'll save the videos so that anybody can hop on and watch them
Right.
when it's convenient.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so I just want to make sure that everyone's aware that, you know, they'll get the pattern, they'll get the fabric, but in order to make this quilt, you do need to buy the ruler. And so
Yes.
the Wonder Curve ruler, Jenny has right there in her hand. So you need to purchase that in addition to the kit. Like I said, and it comes with the pattern, but this is a great ruler. Oh, and you're right, the sew square ruler, the 4-inch will also come with the kit, which is a nice perk. Thank you for throwing that in.
So I stand up. Oh, I'll stand back
Oh,
up.
oh, you're standing.
I don't know, we're sitting.
So what else do we need to say about this? I think that's it, right? Just
I had a thought. And then
right.
it
Oh
lost
yeah,
me.
the cutoff is November 15th
November 15th.
for
Mhm.
retailers to order this kit. Excuse me,
Yes.
or the fabric line. So if you're a retailer and you're watching, be sure to place your order before November 15th. And if you're a consumer and you're watching and you're interested in this, you have to reach out to your local retailer and
Yes.
place your order. Helen
That's
and Jenny
right.
will also have this on their website, so you can reach out to the So Kind of Wonderful ladies and place your
Yes.
order.
So, yeah,
but-
we actually just loaded it this morning and made it live. So it is there. So should we talk about the Hummingbird Block?
Yes,
Our little promotional idea
yes.
So,
for your local quilt shop.
right.
So this is the Hummingbird Block. And we are going to make that block available now to all of the local quilt shops so that they can make one, show it in the shop, sew it,
Mhm.
and show how fun it is to use the Wonder Curve ruler.
Right,
So
Right.
that will be available to them, and we'll make sure the retailers know that at Quilt Market. We'll probably print a bunch of the patterns and give it to them when they order the kits. So if you're watching and you're like, oh, because it's a really fun block to make.
Yeah,
Yes,
even just demo.
just
right.
to demo. It's super
Right.
fun.
right. Just for fun, just to practice. And part of, well, I'm not trying to rush us along here, but we're going to be doing a giveaway today, of course,
Yes, we are.
of the Wonder Curve rulers. And we do encourage everyone to get a Wonder Curve ruler and practice prior to the arrival of the kit,
That's right.
because
Your local quilt shop carries our tools.
yes,
And if they're not available where you live, you can buy them on our website.
That's right.
mhm.
Yep.
Reach out to Helen and Jenny. It's So Kind of Wonderful
Mhm.
for the ruler. But so for today's giveaway, we're going to give away 4 of those. And what the question is that Helen and Jenny would love to know is, what is your favorite block in the Floral Felicity quilt kit? So of all those blocks that they just showed us today, which one is your favorite one? Which one are you most enthusiastic to make? And why is it your favorite? That's what we
Yes.
want to know.
So,
And Sarah's gonna pick the whys.
That's right.
So make it interesting. Like, why do you love that?
That's right. So Sarah is here with me in the FreeSpirit office. You can't see her because you can't see me either, but she is here and she is going to pick the winner. And Sarah, you had a question for the ladies. Are there any other questions that anyone
No,
else has?
everyone is just very excited about the quilt. Is
Oh,
really
good.
Good.
very
Great,
excited.
We're
great.
really excited.
Yes, I'm excited. I can't wait to make it. So Sarah, slide on over and let's, no one can see you, but
Okay. All right. So I'm a advanced beginner quilter, but I've mostly stuck to straight quilting blocks. And so I was practicing with your Wonder Curve ruler. And I was just wondering if you had any tips for, like, should I be using a smaller rotary cutter to go around the curve and not run into the curve in the ruler? Like, it took me forever to cut one thing. And I know that you guys love your ruler and it's easy to use. So I felt like I was doing something wrong.
Well, so we recommend the 45 millimeter.
Okay.
That's like the perfect size. And these are things that we will video when we do our class or go online and do our videos. We'll show you how to cut,
Okay.
and making sure your rotary cutter is more up and down and it's not too flat, and that your wrist turns as you're cutting that. Make
Okay.
sure you have a sharp blade in your rotary cutter. What else?
So Sarah, you may have found that maybe your fabric wasn't cutting clear through.
Right.
That's a really common thing, and it just means that your blade is flat and it's hitting the ruler. So you just angle your rotary cutter up a teeny bit and you get more blade to go into the fabric.
Okay,
So that helps.
Mhm.
all right, angle up, note to myself, got it.
And then and practice. So keep your safety guard on and just put it in the slot and practice. Like, what does
Yeah.
my wrist have to do?
Right, your wrist has to turn with the curve.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You can think about keeping your blade on the hump side
Mhm.
where it just hugs that as it goes around.
Okay.
That helps some people, and a lot of people just
Yeah,
throw it in the middle and it doesn't matter. And
yeah, don't give up.
Oh,
We
yeah.
teach a lot of classes. It's very common, but by the time, you get used to it, then it's not even an issue anymore, an hour into class. So
we did
Awesome.
have, like last week teaching, we had one lady that just wasn't working. She just switched styles of rotary cutters because there's so many different cutters on the market. And her other one, she was like, I can make this one work.
Mhm.
And so it
Sure.
just depends on,
Mhm.
try a different cutter.
Yep.
So we
Right.
say that also.
All right.
And we have lots of YouTube videos, so you can go to our YouTube page and you can watch us,
Gotcha.
Do it
right.
a lot.
I think a question we had on our Free Spirit Fabrics Facebook page about this kit, they were asking if there was applique in it, and I'm thinking there's no applique, right?
No, all the
No.
ruler.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's
No,
what's so
we're-
great about this. It's a sampler quilt. It looks like it's appliqué, but it's done with the
Oh.
ruler.
We
And
can
that's
do it in a week, so no applique.
Yeah, exactly. No appliqué. They made it in a week.
We are not your master applique people.
No.
We do not claim to be that. We are not that.
Right. But
We
the
are,
thing that I think that we talked about with the Wonder Curve ruler before was that there's no pinning, no centering, no snipping, just cut, sew, and square up.
That's right.
And that's like what Jenny was saying, that the quilt squared up beautifully in the end because of the technique that you use in
Mhm.
order to make this quilt.
Exactly.
So I personally find that's what's so intriguing about this quilt is that it absolutely looks applique, but it is not. So it makes me want to jump right in.
I
Yes.
know.
Yes. So one of the things we do is we have hidden seams. They're not hidden, but they seem like they're not there.
Right.
So for example, here's a good example. We just have the middle of this iris block.
Mhm,
There's actually a seam right down the middle and another seam here.
mhm.
So we are making 4 rectangles that have a curve on them.
Right.
Mhm.
And so we're just sewing 4 rectangles together, and then we
Yep.
press the seam open on in some of those areas to flatten it out.
And
Mhm.
you can't see it.
Right.
Right. So it's kind of our little not
Technique.
trick, but our technique to
Right.
making shapes look
Right.
like more complicated than they are.
Right. Well, we like that. We like tips and tricks and techniques and learning all the time as
Even our-
makers.
Even
Right.
our square R's flying geese blocks, the way we make them in the pattern, they're just oversized 1/8 of an inch on all sides, and you just square up that
Mhm.
so that it allows you to not have to be that perfect sewer, because squaring up your block helps
Right.
keep everything the right size.
Right. No, we love that. I know I do. That's why I'm saying
We
we.
do.
We
yeah.
do. We do love that
We
as
do love
makers.
that.
Yes. So, all right. Well, I think we've covered everything. Sarah, did I forget anything?
I don't think so.
Do you ladies think I forgot to
Um,
cover anything, or is there anything more that you would like to say about the quilt?
No, we do have a couple other blocks. If you just want to see the cottage cloth and other blocks.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We do want to see that.
We are making our blocks for our other projects.
So this is our Posh Snowball pattern. It's a very fun, popular pattern, and we are remaking it in cottage cloth. So that's one of the blocks.
That looks beautiful.
This is a new pattern,
And this is-
solarium.
Mhm.
uses the quick straight ruler. Just really fun. We're excited to see it all come together because of our low volumes, our different shades. Anyway, we're just excited to see how it all works out. So
Yes. Those are beautiful. The collection, it just looks so great in all the different pieces that you're showing. Oh,
This
love
is-
that.
This is Heximeto. It's a pattern. It's a new
Uses-
pattern.
uses the quick straight ruler.
Yep.
And
And we taught this class online this week, and we are making some of the blocks again
Mhm.
out of cottage cloth.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're,
So I see the makings of a whole other quilt there.
Oh, yeah, there's,
oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
We're not going to sleep between now and the end of festival, but it's all worth it for
It
new
is
quilt.
worth it. It is
Yeah.
worth it to see all the quilters and everyone that you're going to see.
Yeah.
So, all right, ladies. Well, I think that that's it. So I just want to say in summary, this is Helen and Jenny. So kind of wonderful. Thank you for being with us today.
Sure.
Thank you,
They
Sharon.
have showed us their cottage cloth collection, which is delivering in April of 2023, and it consists of 18 SKUs or designs, as I should say. The quilt hanging behind them is called the Floral Felicity. It is a quilt along. It's a 12-month quilt along. And I have to say, I admire you for getting that quilt done in 2 weeks. Hats off to you. I think you sewed 24/7. But anyways, I know you've made 2 quilts. We thank you for sharing them with us. We see the completed one behind you, and then the individual blocks or zones that you had shown us for this quilt. I think like what we've already talked about, what is so amazing about this is that it does look like it's applique, but it's done with a ruler. And I
Mhm.
love the flexibility of make a whole quilt or work it into 4 sections or, you know, whatever else you come across along the way as you're making the blocks. I mean, Helen and Jenny, I think that you two have probably discovered another way, but maybe you haven't. You know, there's always kinds of creative minds out there. You never know what they'll come up with. But either way, we encourage you to make 1, make 2, however it is that you'd like to make them. And again, this will start in July of 2023. Will be the first delivery. It starts then. That's the first delivery. It's 3 deliveries. The next delivery as a consumer will be November of 2023, and the final one will be March of 2024. And Helen and Jenny will be there with us every step of the way to teach us the blocks and the rulers and everything along the way. And again, you need to buy the Wonder Curve ruler once you get your kit and pattern and fabric. I mean, the kit comes with a pattern, and then you just get your ruler and you are ready to go. So many may already have your ruler. If they do, they're good. They can just
Yeah.
get it and get going. The
That's right.
cutoff is November 15th of this year, 2022. So if you're interested, please let your retailers know that you are interested in purchasing it. So we already asked the question, what is your favorite block in the Floral Felicity quilt kit? And why is it your favorite? And then
They might not know the names to all of them, but
You can describe
they
them.
could describe it like, it looks like, we think it looks like the flower it is, like hollyhocks, zinnia, iris, coneflower.
I agree. It
So
totally looks like a cone flower.
exactly, right?
Yeah, totally does. Ladybug, hummingbird, bumblebee,
Yeah,
Right.
4-petal.
yes.
So tell us which one is your favorite, and we will pick. Sarah's going to pick 4 winners. No pressure, Sarah.
Okay.
And there'll be 4 Wonder Curve rulers sent out. So
Okay.
thank you, ladies. We're going to look for you at Quilt Market at the trade show as well as festival.
That's right.
Very excited to see everything that you have to offer.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you for
Sharon.
joining us today.
Yep, it was fun.
All
Thank
right,
you.
take care, ladies. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.